For many of us, our choices in life are profoundly influenced by our environment. Mom, dad, friends, and even the city and country that we live in. We're born in a society that likes to tell us what to do and what career path to take. And often we are too naive to know anything better, and we fall into this trap of kind of self-sabotaging ourselves and our future and what we truly want in life, and perceive something that we don't even desire, we don't even like, we don't even want, enjoy. So it's really easy to have this idea of a perfect life that we want to have, yet self-sabotage it and then go around it to something that someone else thinks it's a better life for us. It's funny how people get this thing confused, and they think that once they make a decision, it's ought to happen and there is no way around it. Now, finding a right job falls in the same category. You could run around from it and you could pretend as much as you want. You could pretend so good to be an outstanding employee or a business owner or whatever in your career, but in reality is that inside it doesn't give you that self-fulfillment, that self-happiness. And then what's gonna be at the end? At the end of the day, you're gonna work all day long, you're gonna go home and you're gonna be miserable. And the times that you have off, you will be miserable. Why? Because this is not what you want. And there's a couple of steps into finding that perfect job. Couple of steps. And once you have those steps nailed down, you're all set. The fourth step that you need to do whatever you want to do is, first, stop pretending. Second, stop jumping from one thing to another. And third, let go of should, would, and can't. And then finally, start small. It's not that difficult to start. What's hard is not starting, rather than starting something small. Now, I know personally for many years, I had so much problem. I had so much problem that I couldn't figure out what is it that I want to do. I always had problem choosing from one thing over the other. And when I went to school, I never did great. I had low grades, I had Fs, I even had to repeat a year in my high school. And that was because I was not happy. I was being forced to go do something that wasn't right for me. And that's okay. We have to stop pretending that if someone has a path, that path is the same for me. We're all different. I'm gonna reach what I love in my own term, and you can reach what you love in your own term. But the moment that defines between these two is the moment that we understand and we accept what is it that we want. We stop pretending that we know everything, because the moment that you think or you believe you know everything and then you are all it, that's the moment that you just fall down. It's not important how you make that decision, yet it's important for us to make that decision. We neglect this so often. And then another problem was that we jump from one thing to another. We need to stop that. That's what happened with me when I finished my high school with so much pressure. I finally finished it. I start jumping from one thing to another, trying to figure out what is it that I really want. What is it that I think gives me pleasure? Versus, it's not that easy to find that thing that gives you pleasure. It's not easy. It takes time. It truly takes time. And then once you put that time into it, you can realize that, oh, all the time that you put into it was worth it. But the thing is that once you start jumping from one branch to another, you can never settle on one thing, because you're constantly in a battle in your brain as of what's good for me or not. And then you come into the habit of saying, oh, I should do this, oh, I can't do this, I would want to do that. And then once you go into that path, jumping from one thing to another, pretending that this thing is right for me, I know, oh, this is amazing, I'm gonna do absolutely great in this. And then next week, oh, do you know what, that idea, scratch it, this is the right thing, this is what I want to do. Do you know what, yeah, I should want to do this, but I can't because I would need something else. And that's the whole road to self-sabotaging yourself, your career, your life, and everything that you know and believe in. Because you're not gonna accomplish anything by making those decisions, by jumping from one thing to another. Now, what did it for me? Years of lingering around, years of not doing anything. Now, luckily, 4 years later, it hit my head that I have to stop pretending that I know everything. It hit me soon that I need to stop jumping from one thing to another. And I have to say, stop to those should and to those can't word. So do you know what? I knew I liked talking. I knew I like school because eventually whatever I want to do, I need to have some sort of degree. So I started with something broad, liberal art. In community college, liberal art is a degree, is a 2-year degree that has everything in it. And I was like, I am gonna look at every single branch out there to see what's in it and what's not in it. And once I did that, I fall in love with helping people. That's what I had been doing throughout my career too. I was customer service, I was helping people, building relations in military. So I was like, okay, I like the fact that psychology offers helping people. So I studied psychology, got a bachelor's in psychology. And then I narrowed it down. I was like, oh, I like helping people, so I like clinical mental health counseling. So I studied that for my master's degree. And now I know that I like behavioral therapy and I like psychologists, so I'm looking to get my PhD in a psychology degree. So this is important. This is the trend. Find something that you think you like. I think I like studying. Okay, stop presuming other options. Jump inside of it. Go do your study. And then don't say, oh, I should do this, oh, I can't do this. Just go to the next step. Go to a small, start small, 4th step. Start small and work your way up. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. There was a really nice TED Talk that I watched a couple of days ago. It was about this guy who, it was a scientist who recorded his child's voice, the mumble jumble of his child, and put it in this program, in this software that he created, to see how the child starts speaking from the very first moment and comes up with actual words. And then along the way, he realized, after he analyzed all this setting and all these voices, that a child speaks every single phoneme that is known to mankind. Every single phoneme. And then eventually, it finds the right pronunciation and it perfects it to the point that they speak perfectly. And at one point, he forgets all the other phonemes, or she forgets all the phonemes that they learned that is not of use to them, and then only keeps the one that is important to them. So if you're doing something, even though it might not be the right thing for you, and you might not learn anything for you to improve your future, in reality it's contrary. It's actually teaching you something that you may not see it in the surface, but within is deeply rooted within your own self rather than the self that the society and the surrounding people around you wants you to have. Because once you do that, then you're done. You get to the point that you have to be, you'll stick there, you go for it, and then you'll get it done. It's not that hard finding the right job. And you gotta stop blaming other people. Start small, 4-step. Stop pretending. Don't say you know everything, because guess what? You have absolutely no clue. And to be honest, I have absolutely no clue. No one in their right mind can say they have absolutely a clue of what's going on. Because if you could truly tell me what will happen in 30 seconds, no, in 1 second from now, then you're above everyone and everybody else. You can't know the future. So don't pretend that you know what's gonna happen. You could be the richest man on the planet, and then you could crash in a matter of a day. Nobody could predict that. That's why stock markets are such a thing, because people can't predict, and those who can calculate the algorithm to find out what might happen, then they make money. But they think what might happen, and sometimes it will not happen. So you can't pretend that you know everything. And then you have to stop jumping from one thing to another. Step 2, stop going from one to another. And 3, let go of those toxic words. Should, can't. It's a toxic word. You do not need it. And start. What are you waiting for? What is it has to happen for you to start? You want someone to push you? Why? You can push yourself. That's the key, finding yourself to help you rather than having someone else to help you, because that never works. That person only cares about themselves. And as always, never stop, never pretend, and start small.